Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yep, ready to go.
All right. First topic of the day. Salesforce is booty cheeks. Dog water and absolute garbage.
I
Lightning
don't know.
experience is fucking lie. Yeah.
Right away, I don't know if it's booty cheeks and dog water. It's just the concept of Salesforce is the hard part. I don't know if using Salesforce is hard. Like the interface, everything's good to go. But
Yeah.
the concept of taking the notes, always updating the CRM, I feel like that's the hardest part. I think Salesforce in itself is good. I understand
Right.
the value of it. I understand why I need to do it. But man, it is hard sometimes. It is hard putting those notes in sometimes into a CRM and then generating the orders and then making a case and then et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. Stuff, stuff.
It's like Salesforce has so many different pieces to it that you could almost do anything. But because there's so much, there's not really a simplified way of getting stuff done. And so usually it's customized to the organization's need. That's what I find. And then
Yeah,
to your point, I think to summarize that, salespeople just aren't really good with admin tasks. They aren't
yeah.
good at getting the minute details done, and they're on. Honestly, this I think this is true. Most salespeople think about the conversation, they think about how to run the meeting, they think about how everyone's feelings are, and they think about closing the deal and asking for support. Everything else is booty cheeks. Like it is, it just
Exactly. To his point, this shit loads slower than Joe Biden's good fucking lord. How is this the best solution out there? Fuck
HubSpot is
Salesforce.
I gotta say the lightning experience and the loading is so slow. There are times where we open up things and we're like, hey, let's check this out. Let's review this opportunity. And I have 4 tabs open and it's just so slow.
It takes forever.
That's just my opinion. Yeah.
But there's so much stuff going on in Salesforce, and then like it's kind of my fault as well that I have like a million different tabs open. I'm split screened, have 10 tabs on this side, 10 tabs on that side, and then Salesforce is the only thing that I'm gonna get mad at. Anyways,
Yeah. So I'm looking at some of these ones. Generating orders.
can't
20
fucking stand it.
steps.
There's zero. I should have to go through it. You know what? Actually, no, I'm not gonna say it. You know what? I'm not gonna say
Say it. Just say it. What is it?
it. I agree. I absolutely agree. Generating orders in Salesforce, you could cut out 19 of the 20 steps easily to generate the order in Salesforce.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's a thing. I don't know why we have to do it.
I've seen both sides. I've seen both sides.
Yeah,
But
so
I get where you're coming from.
I want to get your side of it. Like, what's like
Yeah.
all those mundane steps? Why are they there?
It's the only way that a company can pull in manual data to make sense of it. So you think of all the things that you have to fill out and all the processes that it takes. That's one of the very few ways a company can look at a sales, an opportunity, a win, a deal, and work back and say, all right, as a company, what are we really good at? Where are we stuck at?
Yeah,
What orders or components of the sale is a commonality, those pieces. And so we're forced as salespeople, and we get the short end of the stick of having to fill stuff out and also update it. Granted, because most salespeople are pretty unorganized, the data's not clean. Whoa, insane shit. But
to that point,
to this guy's point, it can be set up to however they like. Companies can set it
yeah,
up however they like. They can automate things. I don't think there's enough of, you get like a Salesforce admin certification, and then you get hired to run Salesforce and support Salesforce. I think there's a lot more that folks can do with it, but
I agree.
that's
To that
how I
point you
see it.
made earlier, like it's very, I wouldn't say contradicting, but it's like odd of me to say that Salesforce sucks when I know there's like engineers and like data
Right.
analytic people who have spent like 20, 30 years making something like this. And I'm saying like, it's kind of selfish of me to say, why are we doing this? It doesn't even make sense. But like, there's a reason behind why I'm
Yeah.
doing it. And I don't even think about the reason behind why I'm doing it. But puts perspective on it. When a company, they've done it for a reason. There's no other way to collect data for them than to, do it through the day-to-day tasks that their employees use.
Yeah, I also think that part of it, when there's an organization that huge, like let's say Salesforce, right? There's so many components of politics that come into
Yeah,
play when you are improving a software that, let's say, someone that's been in the organization for 20 years and they run a portion of the product, they're not going to give that up,
yeah,
right? They're not going to be like, oh yeah,
exactly.
totally change it up and cannibalize my team and roll, right? So I do think there's a part of Salesforce, a big part of it that is redundant, that
Yeah,
can't be fixed because of the internal conflicts and politics that happen. There's, as far as I know, there's nothing else right now that is super comparable apart from the niche products that you see in different industries. Like dental has their own CRM, legal has their own CRM. Salesforce is general as it can be, just like Excel. Everyone uses Excel, and then there's some other folks that or other
yeah.
people or companies that use other things.
It's so difficult to compete with Salesforce as well. For someone like HubSpot or Zoho CRM, how do you even compete with someone like Salesforce? Because I feel like that's the benchmark and staple that like everyone uses, everybody knows about. Like I could go up to my dad and say Salesforce, and he'll know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
And he knows not too much about technology, but when you say Salesforce, he knows what the hell I'm talking about. But if I went up to him
I've
and said
seen
the
it.
exact same thing, like Zoho CRM, like what?
Yeah,
So it's so difficult
yeah,
to like get someone to move off of Salesforce, even if it's hard.
yeah.
Because if an organization's already using Salesforce, going through the whole process of offloading everything off Salesforce, moving everything onto a CRM, having all that data, it's hard. It's hard. Like even if it's quote unquote Bootycheeks,
I would
I don't think
honestly
there's a way around it.
just, yeah, I would honestly just say
See,
that
that one guy said, sounds kind of like your admin sucks. Like if you go down, sounds kind of like your
sounds kind of
admin
like your
sucks.
admin sucks. All right. I mean, that solves, I'd say, 30 to 40% of the issue right there. It's a lot can be done for sure. 10x the plugins. I agree with this. There are simplified CRMs that get stuff done the way that people need it to be. But as soon as you start growing the business, I think that the plugins uh, are a huge benefit as you get to add in different pieces. That goes back to the point. What is Salesforce used for? Main purpose of it is to track your activity or opportunity. What is the real name for it? Relationship management, client relationship management system. Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah. Customer
Customer.
relationship and or client
Yeah,
relationship, same thing.
yeah. Customer relationship management tool. That's what it is. I think as salespeople, we just need to run that
Yeah, but
software a little bit better. Like use it maybe 20% of the 100 more successful.
I feel like organizations need to do like bi-weekly training on it. Like if it's such a big
Mm,
component of an organization, like an organization can't run without it, or they rely so heavily or dependent on this one software, you
yeah,
got to do like a bi-weekly training on it.
yeah.
And like even if it's not one person leading the training, maybe like all the salespeople or whoever's using it could go in there, just ask a bunch of questions about what they're struggling with, and that kind of reduces the friction of actually using
Mhm.
Salesforce as well.
One of the biggest mysteries that I have is every organization that I join, people use Salesforce differently because they bring their experience from other companies. One thing that boils my blood is the naming convention.
Yeah,
Absolute garbage is the keyword that I'll say, because some AEs, like their opportunity titles, I don't know what's going on, right? And then some account executives, they put a lot of detail in them. Like you're spending way too much time on this title.
yeah,
There's got to be a way to organize it as an organization or as a company to see everything in a it's the OCD side of me, to see everything in a standardized way, and so you can see enough in the subject line or title. That's what I
yeah.
think.
Like everyone has to follow the same naming practice.
Hmm.
Everyone
Yeah.
has to follow the same like notes pattern. Like you
Hmm.
can't write more than like 10 words in a set or a line. Like something
Right.
along those lines, just because the whole point of Salesforce for us is if our senior leaders go into our Salesforce, they can know what is going on. But if I'm naming
Mm-hmm.
something this one day and then something else a completely different day,
Yeah.
how are senior leaders supposed to go in there and figure out what the hell is going on? And then some opportunities they have a note, some don't
Yeah.
have a note. I don't know. I feel like companies need to have like a best practice, or not even a best practice. It's like you have to do this. There's no other way.
Maybe it's a Salesforce admin thing. I haven't been part of that side of the business. Is there a way for them to have, when you're typing in titles, to have buckets of like you date in the beginning or quarter in the beginning or
Yeah,
title or product, and so that you have to fill it in order to move into the next step. But then that also adds into the, hey, there's a 20-step process to generate, let's say. I just I just know for a fact that when salespeople have account transitions or they're taking over a business or they get a prospect list of some sort and there's no notes in anything or it's not organized in any way, they're starting from scratch. They're spending more time trying to uncover what's going on in that business
yeah,
than they are trying to plan and build out that business.
exactly. And that just looks so bad from like the customer's perspective as well, that you're giving them a call saying, "Hey, like what's going on in your business? Like I saw this opportunity. Tell me about it." Like they're like, "Dude, I'm trusting you with my business. How do you not know? How do you not know yet? Like what's
Right.
going on at your organization? Like how the hell do you not know?" Salesforce, so important. I wouldn't say so difficult to use. I think it's like a mindset thing.
Mm.
It's definitely a mindset thing because I think anyone who goes into sales, they're like
Hmm.
admin work, push it to the side, jumping onto meetings, like navigating the conversation, building relationships, et cetera, making money. That's the fun stuff. Absolutely nobody wants to do the admin stuff. But I think admin stuff
Yeah.
is like probably honestly one of the most important things when it does come to being a salesperson.
Yeah. It's like having the agenda, right? We both know having an agenda and a calendar is so important to our
Yeah,
day-to-day lives, and most people don't use it. They still rely on thinking about remembering things in their head,
exactly.
and that's same with Salesforce. It's just Salesforce hygiene at the end of the day. But that said, with this one, I can see why it being booty cheeks and absolute garbage. Yeah, that's that. I think we're good with this topic.
Ready?
Alrighty.